Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to all. And I'm going to entitle this video, quote, "They might throw a chip in there," close quote. Quote from Bishop Nathaniel. So I'm going to let you hear it from the 1 minute and 1 second mark. I didn't watch the whole video. But he said this a couple of years ago. We kept going back and forth with him concerning the MOTB. He would say it's an embargo. It's not talking about people. It's talking about countries and companies. Now it's talking about people, but it's talking about sin in all of its forms. And the image is talking about Caesar Borgia, and the image shows Speak, and he shows you a clip from a movie that they made in the 60s, with an actor playing Caesar Borgia, but he, playing Christ, the white Christ. And he said through the years he changed this Revelation 13:16 up a number of times. Now this right here, this YouTube page is 3 Millie Productions. Is a Jake, and he has different guests on. And he had Bishop Nate on about a year ago or so, and the brother asked him about he was going into the question of the microchip. I don't know how he posed the question to Bishop Nate, but it was centered around, I don't know if he even quoted Revelation 13 and 16. But Revelation I believe the brother, and you'll hear it, that he actually quotes Revelation 13 16 this time, because he asked the first time, and I believe Nate said it was sin in all of its forms. But if you go back, I don't know, 5 years ago, he said, because we've been going back and forth with him so long, that he's like covering his ass, like he did when he said there was an interview where he said there's no Jacob's trouble, and the interviewer was kind of pissed off. How can you tell me there's not going to be? This is a brother from, I believe, Jamaica. He's an interviewer, and he died. He was up in age anyway. And he kind of got he messed up at the fact that he was saying that Bishop Nate was saying that there's no time of Jacob's trouble, and we rode on it. We went in on it, and he finally 5 years later from that point, he said, and the video is probably still up there. He said, anybody know what the video is, you can bring it to me and I'll put it up, or I'll put it in this video. I'll put it in the comment section or whatever. He had made a video stating that there was going to be a Jacob's trouble, and he said, if you listen to me closely, morons, I did say that there was going to, you never said that. You never said that. So, now he's doing the same thing. He's at it again with the chip thing. And he said it again when the brother asked him a question. You can see him get somewhat, I perceive it to be he was a little uncomfortable. He was a little thrown it back when he came up. It was almost like he was, this is what I picked up. He was like, oh shit, the Revelation 13:16 thing is coming back up. And he did. This was, I don't know, 6 months ago. We listened to him, as we always do on Saturday night, coming back from his camp. And he did say that, could have been 9 months ago, he did have a publication, a Christian publication, where it goes into the mark of the beast. And it mentions, the mark of the beast is what the people in Rome under the time of Nero. He said Nero, but in this time he said Claudius. On this one, he's going to say Claudius, which, by the way, Claudius was Nero's father anyway. So, so he said that the mark was you can't buy or sell unless you acknowledge that Claudius or Nero was acknowledged as a god. I don't know how they're going to do that. They're going to have a shop on it. Do you acknowledge that Claudius is God? And then when Uri, which he's on here now, Uri the Great, when he was reading from the Christian publication, he came across the breakdown of Revelation 13:16, and he came across the word charagma, and he said charagma. And Nate corrected him and said, no, it's charagma. And we've been saying that for years, that's a Greek word which means charagma. And then I believe he goes on and said that's sin in all of its forms. Now, if you look up the word charagma is the word for something that is pricked in. We've gone through this several times. We sound like a broken record. And the root word is karax, which is like a needle. Karax is like a needle or a chisel. And the charagma is the actual device the size of a grain of rice that goes into your body, either your right hand, left hand, or forehead. Most people get the right hand, left hand. When it says right hand, oh, wait a minute, you can get it in your left hand. This is what Deacon Ethan said, well, what if you get it in your left hand? Now, if people follow him and say, I'm going to get it in my left hand, I'm covered. The word for right and right hand in Revelation 13 is the word dextrose. I'm going to look it up. I believe it's dextrose. Dextrose means your right hand, but it also means your power hand. So if you're left-handed, your dextrose is your left hand. That's why you have the word ambidextrous. Matter of fact, let me do this. What is the meaning of the term ambidextrous? Ambidextrous.
Here's the definition of ambidextrous: of a person able to use the right and left hands equally well.
Able to use the right and left hand equally well. Ambidextrous. You got power in both hands, right? So now let's break this word down. I'm not gonna go into the etymon. Dexterous, showing or having skill, especially with the hands. So it doesn't so much mean the right hand as opposed to the left. It means your power hand. So some people, like in Europe, in Sweden, they get it on the left hand. I guess that goes into like your driver's side is on the right hand side. The steering wheel, the driver's side of the car, where you steer the car, is on the right side. Here I think that's all over the planet. So most of the cars that are manufactured are made with the steering wheel on the right side. But in America, I believe that's the only country. Somebody look it up for me. It's in America, it's on the left-hand side. So that's what dexterous means. So when you look up that word, matter of fact, let me go to that. So this subject is coming back up again, because I saw part of this video when he was a guest on a 3 milli whatever, but I didn't see. I just seen some of it, but then I saw it again, and the Spirit made me listen. I don't know, 2 minutes in, and then the brother asked a question, and I guess he was expecting, the answer to be it's a microchip, because he asked a question about the technology. Does the Bible? The topic was on does the Bible or the Most High speak about technology? So Nate was almost forced to say it. Actually, he was. He had to kind of cover his ass. All right, so let's go to Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls both small and great rich and receive mark on their right hand. Let's go to the word. They're going to go to the word right. Right. Well, it says right hand. Now, I believe the word is dexios, which comes from the word dexterous.
Strong's G 1188. Dexios. Dexios.
Dexterous is also from the same. It's a Greek word. It means power, skill. This is dexios. It really doesn't mean the right side, but it could mean the right side, because most people are right-handed, a place of honor or authority. Let me go to the root of the word.
Strong's G 1209. Dachamai. Dachamai.
So the root is dachamai, to take with the hand, right? To take hold of, take up, to take up, receive, use of a place, receiving one, to receive or grant access to a visit, to the refuse, intercourse, or friendship, to receive hospitality, to receive into one's family, to bring up or educate. Right, you get educated to get skills of the thing offered in speaking, teaching, instruction. Right, to be skilled. Oh, he got a good right hand. To receive favorably, give ear to, embrace, make one's own, approve, not to reject, to receive, i.e. take up on oneself, sustain, endure, which is strength, to receive, get, learn. So when it says the right hand, it's actually talking about this the hand with the skill. So if you're left-handed, if you have certain in the baseball, high school baseball, college ball, pro ball, baseball, Major League Baseball, you have what's called a switch hitter. So he would go under the word. Let me bring it up again. Bear with me for a minute. And if it's sin in all of its forms, how you gonna get a cancer throughout your body? Give me a second. Where the hell did I just go to? Oh, okay, right here. So it just means power hand. showing or having skill, especially with the hands. Somebody as a kid might be playing baseball for the first time. You say, what hand do you write with? If he writes with the left hand, he's a left-handed. Boxing, he would be a southpaw. Anyway, words are important. You got to go into them roots. So now let's listen to what he says. Remember he said some years ago, they might throw a chip in there. So it comes up again. And like I said, I perceive him being a little shaken. Oh no, he's going to bring that subject up again and I got to deal with it. If you can find an old tape, which I don't know, this is maybe a year ago. Anyway, let's listen. So this is 3 Milli Productions, Bishop Nathaniel, Iran-Israel War was written, America Can't Escape Judgment, plus prophecy, flashback.
Everything this white man does is after the workings of Satan, from his religions to his politics to his technological advancements. Go ahead.
With all power.
They have
Now, you heard he just said to his technological, this is fair use, by the way, I'm going to slow it down. By his technological advances. So part of this man's power is his technological advances. The microchip is a technological advance. So maybe he shouldn't have said that.
all power.
And signs.
And because of this power, they have signs. People, well, that's a sign they're of God. No, they're not of God. Good.
And lying wonders.
Their technology's lying wonders.
There goes technology again. So the mark of the beast would be part of this man's technology. Matter of fact, it says miracles. Let's look up the word miracles. Let's come back over here. Here we go, 14th verse. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those technologies, it should be. His miracles, it's a miracle that you can take something in your hand and you can call China if you want. You can watch videos. You don't look when we do our street speaking. Apostle Gabar uses his smartphone as a camera. And then after the speaking, we normally listen to the IUIC Saturday night when normally Bishop Nate is teaching. And he would never call me Apostle Tahar. He'll call me by my government name. All right? Showing you how much of a nigga he is. So he kept saying, said technologies, by their technologies, this word miracles is technology. You take somebody from the 1700s and you pull out this, you hear a phone ring and you talking to somebody over the phone. And then you can show people videos and you can take, and they said, what? This is of the devil. Nope, it's technologies, which the Bible refers to as miracles. When Yahushua raised up Lazarus, that was technology. What he did was he brought the body back together, healed whatever sickness he had, and he summoned the spirit back in. We're gonna do the same thing. Somebody could die and we can raise him back. There's not gonna be any death because you can take an Edomite and he dies and you say, well, he was a good slave, let me bring his spirit back. We're gonna have power. We're gonna have that type of power where we can raise the dead, starting from the elect on down. So let's look up the word miracles. I wanted to make this short, but it's you gotta spread it out for Jake, because Jake don't get shit. Well, you didn't explain it right. Okay, so let's listen to the word.
Strong's G 4592. Semayan. Semayan.
Semayan, a sign, mark, token, that by which a person or thing is distinguished from others and is known, a sign, a prodigy. A prodigy, the word prodigy goes, when you go into the root of that word, it means monster or baby monster. Like you have a 3-year-old kid that can, toddler or whatever, that can do things that other children his same age can't do. You know, he might pick up go on a piano and be able to play. Maybe his father taught him how to play and he can actually play. So they call him a prodigy. Like Prince was a prodigy. When he was in another life, when he was this guy Amadeus Wolfgang Mozart, Wolfgang Mozart Amadeus, the great musician Amadeus. That was Prince coming back. That's why Prince told Dick Clark on American Bandstand when he first got on there. Remember when he put up his 4 fingers? He put up 4. He didn't say, he wasn't talking too much. He was real shy. And then Dick Clark, and you can find an interview. He said, "How many instruments can you play?" You know what he said? He said 1,000. You know, he can't play 1,000. But if they made 1,000 instrument, he'll pick them up and play it. Why? Because he had that power in him when he was in another life, right? It says a sign, a prodigy, which means monster, potent, i.e. an unusual occurrence, transcending the common course of nature. So if this guy can play, he's 3 years old, and he's playing something on the piano that maybe only 11 or 12-year-old can do if they learn. You say this guy's a musical prodigy of signs, which is technology, portending remarkable events soon to happen, of miracles or technology. You should just say technology, and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him, or by which men prove that the cause they are pleading is God's. Miracles is when you raise the dead, but it's a technology. Let's go into this. This is the root word.
Strong's G 4591. Semino.
To give a sign, to signify, indicate, to make known. All right, let me do this. Come on back. Give me a second. And he doeth great wonders. Wonders are miracles, which is his wonders are his technology, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. What's that talking about? Those bombs being dropped they claim they dropped bombs in Iran from the B-2 bomber, right? The B-2 stealth bomber. Israel had sneak attack on Iran. Iran retaliated then you can see these fireballs come down. So that's what John saw. And that's from what? Wonders, right? Let's look up the word wonders. It should be the same word for miracles. If you don't go into these root words, okay, sight, earth, wonders, and it's got to be the same word. That's the same word for miracles, wonders, which is
Strong's
technology.
G 4592. Semayon. Semayon.
Which is miracles or technology. So now let's go to, and if you can't see, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, you can't see that Revelation 13:16 is the actual, mark of the beast, the microchip, the micro C-hip, we say. And either the spirit is not dealing with you, your eyes are not open, or you're, which means you're not a man of the Lord, you're not a prophet, maybe you're not even one of the elect, or you took the bag. So let's listen. Let's come back to the 1 minute mark again.
10.
Everything this white man does is after the workings of Satan, from his religions to his politics to his technological advancements.
That's your miracles and your wonders.
With all
They
power
have all power,
and
and
signs
because of this power, they have signs. People, that's
Power is their
a
technology.
sign they're of God. No, they're not of God. Good.
and lying wonders.
Their technology's lying
Wonders or miracles is technology.
wonders. People go, this. I remember a Dominican girl said the white man must be God because he went to the moon and you black people have not, so God cannot be black.
Yeah, well, he is a God on the left-hand side. He's a power. He's a judge. They call him the prince of the power of the air, the prince of the God of the air.
And I'm like, wow, you can't make.
He is a God. He's sitting himself as God. He was blessed with that technology. He was blessed to take over the whole planet. He is a God in a sense because the Most High gave him the spirit to give him the technology.
This stuff up. This white man's technological power and advancements because Satan. Read it again, Yuri. Read that part again.
It's actually the Most High that gave him. Satan didn't give him a damn. The Most High gave him his technology. Daniel 12. Knowledge shall increase by who? By Yahweh. By Shem Yahweh Shai.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
He works behind Satan.
But the Most High sets up Satan. Go to Job 1:1. Go to the first couple of verses of Job 1 and Job 2. It tells you how the Most High sent Satan down to do what he do to Job. And he said, you can do pretty much anything you want. You just can't kill him. You can kill his kids, kill his cattle, take his money. But don't kill him because I want to see how he's going to react to all of this. So Satan can't do anything unless the Most High sanctions it.
This is God. Okay. Now look at this one. Psalm 15:16. Because they say, oh, I'm Jewish or I'm Christian. The word Jew comes from Judah, which means praise of God.
Oh, what? Jew come from Judah? Wait a minute. All of a sudden he going into root words now? Yahweh Shab said English is good enough for him. I would have said I don't know what that means.
Now look at this one. Psalm 15:16. Because they say, oh, I'm Jewish or I'm Christian. The word Jew comes from Judah, which means praise of God.
What? Who told you that? Maybe he's watching our videos. He said Jewish comes from the word Judah, which means praise of God. Actually, the word actually means praise Yahweh or Yahweh thanks. So he didn't break it down to the lowest common denominator And he didn't say it was a Hebrew word.
White people
Because remember, they're not supposed to know the Hebrew.
are not the praise of God. The word Christian is Greek. It means
Uh-oh, what? You going into the Greek now? Wait a minute. This proves that he watches, as he said, I watch all your videos. Let's listen to that again.
The word Jew comes from Judah, which means praise of God. White people are not the praise of God. The word Christian is Greek. It means anointed of God. Watch what it says in Psalm.
Actually, it means anointed. Christian, Christos just means anointed. But he went into the Hebrew and he went into the Greek. Wow.
Psalm 15:16.
Psalms chapter 50, verse 16. But unto the wicked, God said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Why are you teaching my laws, my commandments, my Bible? Go ahead.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
Right. They took the old covenant in their mouth as Jewish and a new covenant as Christian. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hatest instruction.
These people hate instruction. Go ahead.
And castest my words behind
And
thee.
they cast the words of God behind thee. You got to think about it. There's laws of slavery in the Bible. When you read Exodus 21, I got to show you that real quick, Yuri. Exodus 21, I think it's 16, if I'm not mistaken. 21:16 or 22:16.
Yeah, there's a proper way. That law is for Israel. There's a proper way you enslave somebody. Israelites had other Israelites as slaves. The same chapter. What do you read from Exodus? I believe that Exodus 21. A Hebrew man can sell his daughter to another Hebrew man for a bride price, and that man that purchases this other Israelite man's, the father's, that gives the daughter away, he can say, oh, she's just going to be a servant. She's a servant until she drops dead. Or, she's going to be my wife. She's very pretty. I'm going to wife her up. So then she's no longer a slave. She goes up in status. She becomes a wife. So you got to honor her as a wife. She's no longer a slave. She's a wife. Or the Hebrew that purchases a slave from another Hebrew man can say, oh, this girl is 13 years old. My son is 14. And she's a beautiful woman. I'm going to give her to my son as a gift, and that will be his wife. And then she goes from servant status to wife status. And that's the difference between, you had concubines, right? You had the harems, you had concubines, and you had wives. You had harems, concubines, harems, and concubines are pretty much the same. These are women, lesser marital status, which are servants that you just pop. Ain't that something? You in the mood to pop in a woman, and it might not be your wife, but you can go get one of them harem girls that you got on the side. And we're gonna have that in the kingdom. If we had it back then, we're gonna have it now. I mean, in the kingdom. Oh, we're gonna be happy in the kingdom. We're gonna be happy, and Esau is gonna be sad.
16 is right there. Come on.
Yes, sir. Exodus chapter 21, no, verse 1, sir.
No, I want 16.
Stealeth. Yes, sir. Verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
That's the law of slavery. If you sell a man and he be found in your hand, you shall be put.
Yeah, if you steal that man, if you kidnap that man and put him into slavery. Let's go to that law. See, now this is becoming a lesson. Let me, where is he? Exodus 21. He went to 16. I'm going to read a couple of verses. It says, ordinance for the people. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before him. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, this is for Hebrews, of Israelites, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free with for nothing, but he gets a severance pay. He gets enough things to establish him. He don't need to go and be a servant anymore, and he can afford servants. So every child, Hebrew child that was 12 years old, left his parents and worked for. The perfect example is Jacob working 21 years for Laban. It says if he came in by himself, he shall go by himself. Okay, if his master have given him a wife, now that goes into, once you leave, you're going 6 years, going to 7 year, you leave, you gotta leave your wife and children back. Most of the time they stay with their master. And if the servant plainly say, I love my master, master judgment. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maid servant, a Hebrew man selling his daughter to another Hebrew man, she shall not go out as the man servants do. In other words, that's a 7 year period. Let me do this. It says 6 years, right? It says 6 years shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. That doesn't apply to Hebrew Israelite women. And as you read down, okay, you can marry that woman. You can think she's a beautiful woman. She said, I don't want her to be a servant. I want her to be my wife. And she has no say about it. So that was a purchase, right? So now let's come down here. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death. And if a man lie not in wait, God delivered. I want to go to the point. This is a 16th verse, but I want to go up above that. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, trickery, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. Now that's what Solomon said to Joab. Joab held onto the altar so mercy could be applied to him. And Solomon said, kill it, take him from the altar and kill his ass anyway. It says, and he that smiteth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So if you kidnap a man, you go to another man and say, I'm selling this slave, and the man doesn't know, and he buys him, that man gets put to death for selling that slave that he stole. And he that causes his father, his mother shall, curses his father, his mother shall surely be put to death. And if men strive together and smote another in the stones. So that's various laws right there. So now let's come on back.
To death. The church look at that, the Christian white church, and go, that's not going to happen. That's why they have no fear of God. They don't believe in the God of the Bible. But there is a God, and judgment is coming. We tell our people that law is going to be enforced when Christ returns. No, the white man is our friend. He's our God. Got to be kidding me.
And you're going to go down with this man pursuant to Isaiah 13 and other precepts.
Sure. Technology. Elon Musk, I thought about him.
Okay, here we go. technology and Elon Musk. Elon Musk purchased a company called Neuralink. He didn't come up with, he purchased a company.
He's our friend. He's our God. Gotta be kidding me.
For sure. Technology. Elon Musk, I thought about him instantly. He is like our quasi-president, if you will, because, you know, seeing pictures of him standing over Trump, pictures, they mean everything. And it's like, wow, that's crazy. And seeing him with his AI advancements, SpaceX, Tesla, Dogecoin is now trying to take over, right? So we could potentially have one currency. Where is that in the Bible where, you know, times of a one currency, mark of...
Let me bring that back.
Advancements, SpaceX, Tesla, Dogecoin is now trying to take over, right? So we could potentially have one currency. Where is that in the Bible where, you know, times of a one currency, mark of the beast?
That's Revelation 13 and 16.
Why are you speaking like you trying to remember? You know exactly where the scripture is, man. You should have said Revelation 13, 16. You said, you know what I want, Yuri. Captain Yuri.
Watch this. Revelation 13 and 16, and then Daniel 12 and 4. Actually, give me Daniel 12 and 4 first. Daniel 12 and 4. I want that one first, about technology. Come
Daniel,
on.
chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book.
The book is the Bible. Seal it up. Go ahead.
Even to the time of the end.
This is the time of the end. It's open now. That's what we're waking up saying, oh, we're the Israelites. We're the people in the book. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro.
To try to get understanding. Go ahead.
And knowledge shall be increased.
That word knowledge translates to science. Science shall be increased. And this is what you see with Elon Musk. Now, regarding the currency exchange, get that in Revelation 13, 16.
Revelation.
You know what the hell it means, get that, you had to look away. I hadn't born, come on now. Stop acting. Now, you mentioned currency, right? What's currency? It's money.
Chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond,
meaning everybody,
to receive a mark in their right hand.
The mark that you're going to support is sin. They're going to...
You got, goddamn well, it's a microchip. Because he was talking about technology and Dogecoin. I don't know if there's a Dogecoin. There's Bitcoin, CBDCs, CBDC, central bank digital currency. Oh, Doge, right? Doge is one of them. You got Doge. What's the first one? Damn. Damn, I forget the first one that started off all these other coins. Bitcoin. Now you got all these other coins, electronic coins.
Make the Bible illegal. At least the way we teach is going to be illegal. That's why Trump has new...
Now, how can you explain somebody going to BJ's and they pass a law where they make the Bible, not the Bible. He said that not the Bible, but the way we teach the Bible. How the fuck do they know if you purchase, you cashing out at BJ's or Costco's or Target's or whatever, or like a major supermarket, whatever, you cashing out, right? What are they gonna ask you certain questions? First of all, are you a Hebrew Israelite? Well, you better hide them fringes, brother, because that's the debt. You ain't gonna buy nothing with them fringes on. Maybe you should play like you mute. You can't speak. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna say, do you read the Bible? You know, you got a card. This is how stupid that sounds. You got all these items. You got 30 items you want to cash out with, but you got to deal with the security guard. And he's going to ask you, do you read the Bible? Yes. What is your take? Who are the Israelites in the Bible? Now, you better lie your ass off. Oh, the white man. Now, if you say they're blacks, you a Hebrew Israelite? Yes, you put all that stuff back. So you're going to have security guards at every post. And they're gonna ask you questions to see if you, and you could be Jake a lie. I'll lie, man. No, I ain't no. I'm a Christian. I'm a Baptist. Okay, you can go. So Baptists be okay. This is a stupid breakdown. And these guys that follow Nate, they don't think, they don't use their brains. Because how would they know if one person on the line believes in the Hebrew Israelite way of teaching the Bible and the next guy? So you're going to stop and ask come on now.
Laws for anti-Semitism, and
so they might ask you, what is your thoughts about a small hat? And I'll tell them, I said, I ain't got no problem with him. I'll tell them that, because I don't. I don't even talk to them. They pass by, we don't say nothing to them. But can they call themselves Jews? Of course they can. Well, I thought you guys said we said we're Israelites. There's a difference. He's a Jew. He's a Jews. So when that mark come out, according to Bishop Nate's break interpretation, I'm going to be good. Because I'm going to lie to this devil. Did not Paul use guile on the people to come in? I caught you by guile. So I'm going to lie. No, I got no problem with the Jews. I'm a Baptist. Because I am a Baptist. Because I was baptized through the book.
It's anti-Christian laws.
Yeah, he did.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Now, when you pull this video, when you come back, he started breaking down the word Christian. He broke down the word Jews, Judah, God, praise. But all of a sudden, let me bring this back again.
It's anti-Christian laws.
Yeah, he did.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Like Elon is trying to make a brain chip, but that's really not what it's talking about.
Forehead.
That's exactly what it's talking about.
A mark in
That's exactly what it's talking
Yeah,
about.
he
So you're
did.
going to
That's
eat your
new.
words.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Like Elon is trying to make a brain chip, but that's really.
He did.
So he just said, y'all listening, y'all watching? He just said Elon is making a brain chip. Why'd you even bring that up? Because that's what it is. Elon is making a brain chip, but that's not what it's talking about. We're going to hear this a couple times. This is what you call putting your foot in your mouth. He put his foot in his mouth, meaning
Here's the definition of meaning. What is meant by a word, text, concept, or action?
he put his foot in his mouth, meaning
Here's the definition of put one's foot in it. Say or do something tactless or embarrassing.
right, he said something that is tactless or embarrassing. He's going to be embarrassed by this. And I pray that them individuals in IUIC, if he says go ahead and take it, if they take it, then they're doomed. They're done. They're done. Let's listen to this again.
At least the way we teach is going to be illegal. That's why Trump has new laws for anti-Semitism and it's anti-Christian laws.
Yeah, he did.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when that comes out, I'm not gonna wear no fringes. I'm gonna have a hat on backwards, and they're gonna ask me what am I? So I'm a Christian, which I'm not lying. I am a Christian. Read Acts. What is it? Acts 11:26. Do you believe in God? Yes, I do. They might ask, do you keep the Sabbath? They might say Sunday Sabbath. I might say I'm a 7-day Adventist. I cover my ass on the Sabbath, right? Because they don't know when the Sabbath comes in. So whatever question they ask me, I'm going to lie my ass off. Because I can't lie to the devil. Remember, Paul did that. Paul made a statement, by my lie. The quote is, by my lie. Let me go see if I can find it. By my lie. Let's see if it comes up. Okay, that's not it. Give me a second. Bear me for a minute. By my lie, Apostle Paul. But if the truth and Most High through my lie, abounded unto his glory, why am I also still judged as a sinner? You know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. This is Romans 3 verse 7. I want to go to okay, let me try this here. Let me open this up. Romans 3 and 7 says, but if through my lie the Most High's truth abounds to his glory, why am I still being condemned as a sinner? This is what Paul said, but if through my lie, so you can lie, because that's the devil. You can lie to the devil. So I'll be good. I'll be able to buy and sell whenever others ain't gonna be able to buy and sell, because I'm gonna be lying my ass off.
A mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Like Elon is trying to make a brain chip, but that's really not what it's talking about. Go ahead.
He said what it meant, and he said, "Oh, that's not what it's talking about." That's black magic right there. He told you the truth, and in the same breath, he told you a lie. Because that's what Revelation 13 and 16 is talking about, a brain chip and a chip in the hand. Oh, but it's not talking about that. So that means you can get it.
And that no man might buy or sell.
Meaning trade, buying and selling deals with commerce. You won't be able to do that. Go ahead.
Save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Which is 666. So that
Yeah, that's a universal product code. Anytime you cash out, the cashier, she doesn't type in anything like the old school cashiers. She swipes it. Anywhere I go, if I go to BJ's, I always bring this up. I always go to the South checkout because I'm in and out quick. I might buy 6 or 7 items and I'm beep, 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 beep. I'm in and out quick. So that's your buying and selling. But eventually you're gonna have to get a physical microchip in your right hand, left hand, forehead.
In currency exchange of buying and selling, they're going to control that. That will bend the population to do what they say, to do what they want.
Yeah, you're going to be able to buy and sell if you have that microchip. I did a video, JFK Jr. saying he's going to put wearables on everybody to track them. That's one step closer to the actual chip. So Bishop Nate is going to eat his words on that day.
Make the Bible illegal. If you don't, condemn this book like during the time of Rome. In order to buy and sell, I believe it was during the time of Claudius, they had a coin where they had to confess that Caesar was God. And if you did not do it, you could not buy and sell. So this isn't the first time. We read that and go, this is the first time it ever happened. No, that has happened several times before, even in the book of Daniel. In Daniel 3, if you didn't worship the God of the Babylonians.
Yeah, that was a test. That has nothing, that Revelation 13 is talking about a physical chip the size of a grain of rice that's going to be put in your right hand, left hand, or forehead. It's an actual physical thing. So he knows that he's lying. That's why we say this guy's he had to have sold out. He's hiding something.
There was no business for you. In fact, they threw you in the fiery furnace. That's the same thing Revelation 13 is talking about. It's nothing new. People think it's something new. What you got for me, Yuri?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Bishop, how do you feel about this current presidential administration? How do you feel about Trump, Elon Musk, all of them right now?
I love it.
You love it.
People go, what is wrong with you? Listen, the reason I say I love it, it's not because I have any admiration for them at all.
Yeah.
But it's showing you that the Bible is true book.
Yeah.
So now if we were ever taken on the show, the first thing I go into is the mark of the beast. I'll go into the technology, the biochip, Elon Musk, and I'll explain it. Then he say, well, Nate, I said, well, Nate, either Nate don't know what the hell he's talking about or he's sold out. Are you familiar with the word selling out? Matter of fact, not only did he's going to wind up putting his foot in his mouth, but he's going to be deemed as a sellout. What is a sellout?
Here's the definition of sellout. The selling of an entire stock of something, especially tickets for an entertainment or sports event.
That's not what I want. A person who compromises their personal values, integrity, talent, etc., for money or personal advancement. Informal, a person who betrays a cause, organization, or the like, a traitor. Like Tazadakya, the so-called God-sent comforter, he definitely, so hey, ISUPK will tell you he's a sellout. IUIC tell you he's a sellout. We were the first one that said this guy's a sellout. He sold out to Satan for money. And then what did the Most High do to him? He took the money and rejected the Lord. That's John Todd said that. What did the Most High do to him? On this is 5 years ago. 5 years ago. That's when the C. Ragamuffin was out, and he pretty much said a couple of days before that, he said it ain't gonna bother us. And then he wound up, according to reports, he wound up dying of it. The Most High took him out. And guess what? When the Most High took him out, ICGJC just went downhill. It's no longer, it's the Defrocked. That's a religious word. It's defrocked. Look that word up. Like a priest that commits adultery, whatever, with another man's wife. He's no longer a priest. He's defrocked. Anyway, I didn't want to make this long. It's a little on the long side, but hey, he's saying it's the chip, but then again, it's not the chip. They may throw a chip in there. Anyway, with that, shalom, on to the next shalom.